Hello everybody and welcome to a new video on the channel. Welcome to a new series. It hasn't got a name yet. I need to think of a name for this. But basically, instead of, playing FIFA or talking about FIFA and all that crap, I've kind of put two and two together to get four here, I'm guessing. And I'm assuming, as much as that is so wrong these days in 2018, that the majority of people here who came here through FIFA will probably also like football. So I thought, why not every week, or whenever I remember to do it at least, or whenever there's a good topic to talk about, every week we'll talk about something that's current in the world of football. And basically I'll talk shit about it. You can talk shit as well in the comments below if you want, or you can just shout at me for being a bastard if you want. Either way, I don't really care. But this week, obviously, the first one we're going to do, obviously, it's international. I said obviously twice there. You sound like a prick, Connor. Anyway, it's international football this week. International weekend it's not the most liked, is it? Let's be honest. It is very much, to me, it kind of reminds me, it's the Star Wars prequels of football. Not very good. You always think it's going to be good before you actually see it. But you end up watching it anyway because you kind of feel like you have to. That's pretty much the Star Wars prequels when you think about it, because you have to watch them because they're technically the first three. You don't really want to, but you do. So, yeah, that's actually a better analogy than I thought. Anyway, as I was saying, international football it's not popular, is it? Let's be honest. Not many of us think, oh boy, there's an international football weekend. Can't wait. We're often like, oh fuck, there's an international weekend. Ugh. And I thought we'd talk about this for the first one because it's an interesting topic. I want to sort of discuss, is it all bad? A lot of people don't like it, and it's worth, let's go over those reasons, because they're very much, they're kind of valid reasons as to why, it's not liked. First things first, obviously all the top leagues are gone for the weekend. They're not playing. German Bundesliga, the Serie A, La Liga, the Premier League, they're all gone. Obviously also in terms of England, the Championship isn't playing on international weekends, such as the fact that the Championship is starting to pull in more and more quality players. And give it a few years, League One won't be playing on international weekends. I'll guarantee that. But there's no top league football, and at the end of the day, that is far better than whatever the Nations League, as it's called, whatever the fuck that is. It's always going to be able to deliver so much more than what that can. And it's just, you watch the games and they're just, ugh. As much as Man United games are often snorefest because Mourinho goes, oh, I want to park this bus, it's not as bad as international football. So you do lose the Premier League and Championship, which isn't actually something that bothers me at all. I support a League One club, so I don't care. International weekends haven't impacted me watching football for years. So it's fine for me. The people that this impacts probably the most are the ones that watch football on television. Now, I'm not here to bastardize, that's a word, right? If it's not, I've made it up. I'm not here to, belittle people that don't actually go and support football clubs, because frankly I can't be bothered. That probably might be one. That might, if this series ideas continue, that's probably going to be one. I'll be honest. But anyway, getting to the point. Those people, obviously, they're used to being able to watch sometimes a game on the Friday night and a game on the Monday night. You have Super Sunday. You have the 5 o'clock game on Saturday. If you have BT as well, you get the 12 o'clock game. They're used to having at least 2 or 3 games a day and proper good entertainment, top quality games, and they don't get them anymore. Championship fans I sympathise with, because Championship fans, they don't tend to be in it for the we're massive, aren't we? They're actually, they always go. They go week in, week out. Probably go to away games, and they're there twiddling their thumbs for a weekend with not much to do. The other thing about international football, I've kind of touched upon it then. It is so often, it's rarely ever any entertainment involved whatsoever. So boring and tedious half the time. And you just can't, it's such an effort to sit through. I'm always like, our England are playing, I can't be bothered to sit through that, it's boring. But I always feel like there's an obligation for me to. It's like, oh, what things have I got that are better to do? You got nothing now. Watch your country, you piece of shit. And that's my brain telling me that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I suppose I should. And then I end up sitting there bored for 90 minutes, mainly on my phone, more interested by what's on Twitter than the shit that's on my TV. And just to make the point, it's not an England thing. I know I used England as an example because obviously I'm English. But the same goes for France, Germany, Spain. In fact, often Spain, France, Germany, Italy, they've all been incredibly complacent. So they're worse, if anything. At least England always get the results. They might be boring, they might not be entertaining because they've got 10 at the back to contend against, and they just don't really want to, fall into the trap. They do at least get the results. It might only be a 2-0 win against Lithuania. That might not be that good, but it's better than drawing to Luxembourg or Liechtenstein at home like France did, who went on to win the World Cup there. So mocking them's a bit stupid, isn't it? But it is incredibly boring most of the time. There's no way. I know the Nations League has been introduced to make friendlies less boring and make it less tedious and make it more entertaining, give it competitive edge. It won't change shit. It probably won't change shit. The only good thing about the Nations League is there is a trophy at the end of it, and England are so fucking desperate. We're so desperate for some sort of success that we'll probably take it like arms open. We don't need the 2018 World Cup. We'll take that. It's fine. But it is incredibly boring, and it's never going to be helped by that. It's always going to have that stigma. There might be every now and then an international game that is incredibly entertaining and good to watch. The Germany friendly a few years ago before Euro 2016 was brilliant to watch, but they're so rare that you just don't expect them to come up ever again. I feel like the next time I'll be interested by England will be the first game of the 2020 Euros, and yes, we'll be there because we're going to win that, so it's fine. That's what we all meant by it's coming home. It's coming home in 2 years' time, not now. No one ever asked, did they? See? Now, I've painted international football in quite a negative light there, but we're now going to sort of talk about, is it actually that bad? Obviously, if this does become a series, it'll be fairly opinionated. So this is the section where we get into my opinion. This is where you can call me an arsehole. Anyway, get in with it. I don't actually think it's that bad at all. One thing I will say, my team are in League One, and for the last since 2011, I think, I haven't been impacted by international football. I can still go and watch my team. 2012 actually, now I think about it. But I can still go and watch my team on an international weekend. I'm watching them Saturday. And I'll come home and I probably will watch the international football if it's on afterwards. I can't actually remember when it's on. But yeah, it doesn't impact me, so maybe that swings it a little bit, but I generally don't think it's a bad thing, even if I was slightly more impacted by it. And there's one big reason why I think this, and it's called non-league. For you that obviously only know about the Premier League and you barely even remember the EFL exists, there's actually something below that. Yeah, I know, it's surprising, isn't it? But generally, for fans of Premier League clubs and Championship clubs as well, or people that don't even go to games, non-league football absolutely lives for weekends like this, where they know that there's a potential for more people to come through their doors. They have very little to live off. They rely on volunteers. They rely on the people that go through their gates as income. They don't get massive sponsorship deals. They get sponsorship deals, but they're not that big. Their main income is the people that come through the door, and the more people come through the door, the better it is for them. So international weekends are obviously weekends that they target massively. And for people that do support Premier League clubs, whether they go or not, surely, instead of complaining that international football's around, instead of complaining that you're not playing, go and watch a game of football. Because with non-league, you can't lose. You generally can't lose. No matter what level you go to, it's relatively cheap in non-league. I've never paid more than a tenner for a non-league game. And you also get a good choice, really. If you go to a National League game or a National League South and North game, even the divisions below that, the quality of football's not awful. Yes, it isn't EFL standard. It's not proper professional standard. It's a little bit worse off than that. But these are people that still, some in the National League are still professional. These are people that train at least a few times a day. a day, week. Jesus. These are people that aren't bad at football. They're not, by any means, it's not like you're going to, oh, I've been watching Premier League football all my life. I'll go to a non-league game and it'll be like watching 2-year-olds trying to kick a ball about. There's good quality. And then even if you go lower, if you go sort of around tier 10, tier 11, it's entertaining for different reasons. I went to a couple of 10th tier games last week, and both of them were 4-4-2 versus 4-4-2. Both of them pretty much consisted of whoever just get the ball forward as quickly as possible to a target man. And both games also had a level of physicality in there. Basically, at that level, whoever the winner will be the team that has the better hoofball, has the better ability at 2-footing. But I'm obviously joking. It's still relatively football. I'm not, in case you get a stigma from this. But not only that, the lower you go, the more you hear, the more you pick up, the more you see, and it's generally a great experience, I must say. If you haven't ever been to a non-league game, there was nothing more than I'd recommend than a non-league game. No matter what level it is, find a club, go, have a pie and a pint. They still do them, and just support a non-league club for a day instead of paying Sky £42 a month to watch a few games that might be the best quality. But yeah, non-league football, man. International weekend, non-league football. There's nothing better. That's kind of where it is for me. That's the argument for international weekends. Yes, what the international weekend delivers isn't good, but if you are someone that you're going to be sat there Saturday afternoon, and you're going to be like, shit, my team aren't playing. What am I going to care about? I mean, I can go on my phone and look at League One scores, but I don't really care about them. Just think, okay, what non-league clubs are playing near me? Go and support one. It's generally nothing better. Well, there is something better, but you get my point. It's worth trying. Other than that, there are some other little things about international football. Arguably, this could just be for me, but when there's no Premier League and Championship football, it's a lot harder for me to put a fiver on a stupid ACCA, or a stupid accumulator, I should say, on Sky Bet. So I save a fiver, which I'm probably kidding myself because I'm recording this before the weekend. I'm sure by Saturday I've some sort of stupid ass bet on there, but there's always that. And you just get, a break's never bad. A break isn't that bad. Think about it. People want winter breaks. There's a lot of support for winter breaks. Winter break's going to make you miss football for a lot of weeks, not just fucking one. So you might as well get used to it, mightn't you? Anyway, that kind of wraps up everything I want to talk about on international football. Is it the cancer that everyone describes it to be, or is it not that bad? Do you actually enjoy international football? If you do, you've got a problem. No, but if you do, leave it in the comments below. Leave your thoughts and whatnot. If you're new around here, subscribe for more. If you enjoy FIFA as well, subscribe for that. Like if you enjoyed or agreed with any of the points I made. And yeah, I'll see you in another video, or I'll see you next week for another one of these, depending on if there's anything to chat shit about. Hopefully Mourinho might have another meltdown. That'll make a good video. Yeah, let's hope for a meltdown, everyone. We'll be back for that if there is anything. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.